Our last activity includes a mock list of contacts in a recycler view. And we'll be adding a touch selector to these list items, so that when you click them, they turn a different color and react to your touch. By responding to a user's touch, selectors provide important interactive feedback. So even though adding touch selectors is just a small visual detail, it enhances the overall user experience. Now that was the final state of the app, but the starter code you've been given doesn't include selectors, so when you click it, nothing happens. So let's go in and build a touch selector. To create a touch selector, we'll be creating a new drawable resource, which is basically something that can be drawn on screen. In this case, a colored background for a selected list item. To create a new drawable, I'll right-click on our res folder and select Create New Android Resource File. Then it'll prompt for the resource type, which is a drawable in this case. And you want to make sure that the root element for this drawable is a selector. And I'll give this a name, List Item Selector. No qualifiers necessary, so then click OK. Great, then we should get this empty selector file, which I'll add some to-dos to. Okay, so here's our starting selector code and to-dos. First, we created a new drawable resource named List Item Selector and choosing Selector as the root element. The next thing we'll need to do is add items for the different touch states of our list items. This will be kind of similar to creating a style. First, let's open an item tag. Each item will include two properties. The first is a drawable property. This property will be the color background for a selected item, and I'll have this be our primary light color. The second will be a state property, of which there are three main ones for clicked items. The first is state pressed. When state pressed equals true, that means an item has been pressed on. The next two states I'll add are state activated and state selected, also both true when an item is touched. And by including all three of these states, you cover all scenarios when a user has clicked on a list item. And these will all have the same drawable background color. Then we also have to include one more item for the default unselected state. This will be an item with Android's default background light color. There's no need to specify a state for this one since it will be a default. And these four items complete our selector. Now we just need to apply this to the list items. So let's go to the selector list item layout code. Each list item is a linear layout, and we just need to set the touch selector we just created to the background property of this layout. We refer to our list item selector by saying @drawable / the name of our selector. And that's it. Let's save this and run it to see if it worked. Now if we go to our touch selectors activity, we can click on each of these and it should be highlighted in our color primary light color. And we can see that our touch selector works. It highlights each of these items as I click on them. Next, it will be your turn to implement this, and then you'll be done building this app.